the encounter in the first place, and they want to see people get help. They don't necessarily want to see people have to get involved in the whole justice system. So the idea was, how can the community get involved? The local community resource providers, the local law enforcement, and really work together as a team to think about, like, how can we get people connected to resources and back on track without the additional burden of going through a case through the courts and such like. So that's kind of where it started.
Sure. Again, that's Guy Schingoethe. He's the director of the Deflection statewide task force. We're also joined in studio this morning by Lincoln Police Chief Joe Meister. And Chief, if you don't mind, tell us how you got connected with Guy and his task force here.
Right. It was pretty simple. The head of the Logan County Health Department at the time learned about these initiatives that were popping up across the state, introduced me to the idea, and we simply reached out to task, and they came in and offered a presentation and taught us about the different initiatives across the state, what their goals were, what the outcomes that they hope to see through those initiatives, and the work being done in those initiatives were. And I thought it was a great replacement for the Safe Passages program that we used to have. A lot of police departments participated in Safe Passage programs early on in the opioid epidemic. But what we found in Lincoln and Logan County was we had a lack of resources for actual treatment locally at the time. So the Safe Passages program was a deal where somebody could call the police or come to the police department and ask for help, even turn in illegal drugs and say, I don't want these, I just want to get to help. And we made a promise to them, if you do so, we won't charge you, we'll get you to help. So the police department at the time was dedicated to finding that person transportation to a treatment provider. Locally, the only place that we had was the hospital, the emergency room. That's not where treatment's provided for somebody that's suffering from substance use disorder. So really that program failed. A lack of available officers to transport people to faraway places, larger cities like Peoria, Bloomington, Springfield, that do have treatment providers. We couldn't make that happen anymore. So the Safe Passages program kind of went by the wayside due to the lack of all the local available resources at the time. Now we're starting to build a resource base, especially in Logan County. We have several treatment providers that are on this initiative team, the Bridge Initiative team, and they're all dedicated to offering local services. And if a person needs something special, finding them transportation to get there and not asking on-duty policemen to do that.
Sure. Guy, if you don't mind, chime in with how the chief's experience with what he just described is similar to maybe what you are hearing from gentlemen and ladies in similar positions of Chief Meister. How about that?
Basically, we're seeing a lot of positive response from the departments we're working with. Our funding primarily covers a workforce with individuals that we call deflection specialists, and they kind of serve as a bridge between law enforcement and the treatment and resource community. So what's worked really well in terms of what the chief has been saying is our deflection specialists are located in the community. They're constantly and continually working to build relationships with law enforcement. And when we get a referral from law enforcement, we stay in communication with them. We let them know that we're proceeding with trying to contact them. And then their special sauce is really, their ability to connect and develop relationships with these individuals, trusting relationships, and in this voluntary sense of the program, because people don't have to participate in, but the individuals that get referred, I mean, one, they appreciate that the officer they encountered, cared to the point like they cared about them getting assistance. And so they see law enforcement as a resource and a supporter of them. and then they see the community kind of working to help, raise them up, help them get back on their feet. What we've heard from the departments that we've been working with most closely is they appreciate the option, and that our responsiveness and kind of our ability to kind of work and be a partner and resource to them.
Again, that is Guy Schingoethe with the Deflection Task Force across the state of Illinois, along with Lincoln Police Chief Joe Meister in studio with us today. Guy, can you speak to once like a department like Lincoln, I think Logan, Menard, Sangamon is what you said, has this up and going. Once they have a program like this established, where do you come in the process? I mean, are you there for support? And if so, what does that look like? Like I said, once they get this thing up and going in a certain area, where do you come in, or how do you continue to support them?
Well, we serve as kind of again, like that linkage. So what we are is we come in as part of the planning process so that we can get to know folks in advance. And then what we are is the place that law enforcement refers to. So it tries to kind of keep that simple and focused so that when police departments that are working with us and want to be a part of the program see someone in their community that they've maybe responded to multiple times, or they have an individual encounter, there's one place they can send the person that they know they'll get that deflection response. So we're that one point shop. So once they're on the street encountering individuals, they can just direct them to us through one simple email or phone call. And then the deflection specialist is the one that engages the individual and kind of helps take them from that encounter with law enforcement through all those steps to treatment, including the kind of a warm handoff, getting them into the treatment, and also understanding what other needs they have, whether it's housing or food resources or maybe even employment services, and trying to link them with the agencies locally that are doing that work. And through that effort, we can kind of walk with them. We can help, like Chief mentioned, we can help transport them to treatment. We have staff statewide, so we have a fairly large net, and our teams communicate with each other. So it's not unusual for us to have driven somebody that we encountered in Macoupin County up to Springfield, or even from Champaign to Springfield, or different places. That's where we get involved, is kind of that connector between law enforcement and the provider community.
Chief, do you mind weighing in on where this program is at in Lincoln and where you hope to see it continue to grow? How about that?
I'm very excited to announce that we'll be launching this initiative. So it'll be a full service initiative beginning February 24th of this year. We're going to host a launch event at the Lincoln Park District on that day from noon to 4. And, the community is invited to attend. We're going to have different presentations about the program. People can learn about it, why we've decided to use this as an option to address the problems that we know we face in our community. And again, everybody is invited to attend.
Sure. Guy, how excited are you to have this program in Lincoln and Logan County?
I am very excited. Every time we get ready to launch, it's like kind of building. I kind of think about it like a puzzle piece. We're kind of fitting in the puzzle pieces all over the state, and so it's just really exciting. The team and the partners have been working for several months, probably just about a year, kind of putting in the pieces of this program. So we're excited and ready to go. We're working on hiring the staff right now that'll be dedicated to it.
Well, Guy, Chief, what did I miss in this conversation? Either of you want to put out there for us? I'll start with you, Chief.
Sure, thank you. It's been a year and 3 months, Guy. I believe our first meeting was in November. So a year and 3 months that we've been working on this initiative. One thing I want to highlight is law enforcement's perspective on this. So like a real world example would be a person who is addicted to drugs, and they're being arrested regularly for the same low-level possession offense. Our job as law enforcement is to address crime, and possession of drugs is a crime. But where we're lacking is what's the cause of it? What's the root cause of the criminal act? And that's the addiction, right? The police can't arrest addiction. We can arrest somebody for possessions of drugs that they're addicted to, but we can't arrest their addiction. So that's kind of where society's been failing to address the problem. We're ready to address crime, but if we can address the root cause of that crime, maybe we can stop it from happening again, right? And that's what I envision with this initiative, is the ability to address the root causes of these criminal acts and hopefully keep somebody from ruining a life.
Guy, how about you? Anything to add to wrap up the conversation?
Just that, law enforcement locally is managing a lot. And I think the opportunity with Deflection is really creating some really positive pro-social connections with local law enforcement and helping get people the help they need. And really realizing that we're all in this together when it comes down to it. We all have families. We all want to lead productive lives. And so, it's just a real team effort of folks contributing to that. And so I'm very excited to be a part of it. And I get really jazzed about, working on this initiative.
Definitely a very community policing approach. Definitely very good. Hey, Guy, is there a way folks can follow along with the Deflection program and maybe where you're at across the state and the positive impact you're making and the initiatives you're starting? Is there a place folks can follow along, whether it's a website, social media? How about that?
Yeah. Well, from a kind of a high level, they could visit our task website, task.org. And that's TASC.org. And the Bridge Initiative, also locally, people can get involved. They can email bridge.deflection.il@gmail.com. That's, probably the best way to kind of learn more about what's happening locally with Bridge. And then I guess I'd say contacting Task to learn more about kind of the statewide operations and implementation, because every site has their own contact information, and I don't think you want me reading off all those.
No, that's all right. Very good. Hey, Guy, thanks for making time for us. I know you're a busy man. Well done by you, and we look forward to maybe a conversation in the future. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Seth. Yep. Great to talk with you, Chief, as well.
Yeah, for sure. Again, that is Guy Schingoethe, the Deflection Task Force across the state of Illinois, along with Lincoln Police Chief Joe Meister in studio with us this morning. More to come with them on the morning show.
WHOW. Development.
Attention students, the 2026 scholarship application period is now open. Application materials and specific eligibility guidelines are online at iaafoundation.org. The IAA Foundation's mission is to support the future of agriculture through education. We offer scholarships totaling more than $340,000 to students pursuing agriculture-related degrees. Visit the website to learn more and start your application today. Let's check the markets now. FD ready at work. I'm Jim Taylor. Corn and beans slightly higher, wheat slightly lower. March corn up 3/4, 445 1/4. May corn up 1/2 penny, 452 1/2, and December new crop 463 1/2, up 1/4. January beans up 4 1/4, 1051 1/2. March beans up 2 3/4, 1064 3/4. November new crop 1076 3/4, up 1 1/4. March wheat down 1 1/2, 511.
Tuning in and listening to the news, hearing what's happening with local views across the country or in my town. I tune in to find out what's going down. Yeah, yeah. Local radio, keeping me informed in my community. Local radio, local radio, local.
Wellness starts with prevention. Book your annual appointment online today with SIU Center for Family Medicine in Lincoln by clicking their icon on DeWittDailyNews.com.
DeWittDailyNews.com is the area's leading local news source 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Get the latest local news, obituaries, police blotter, weather forecast, and more with no paywall. Head to DeWittDailyNews.com to get the local information you need to know.
Your friend in Central Illinois, WHOW.
Once again, good morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. Again, in studio with me this morning is Lincoln Police Chief Joe Meister. And Chief, I understand this has been a long time coming. We've talked about this a couple of visits now, but a new deputy chief has been sworn in Lincoln. How about this?
That's correct. Last night, the city council approved the promotion of Patrolman Christy Frugier to Administrative Deputy Chief of Police Christy Frugier. Her job is going to be overseeing community-based programs such as what we were just talking about, the task deflection program, school resource officers, supervision of the DARE programs, and assisting with administrative tasks like budgeting and different things like that, which she's intimately familiar with through her work as a DARE officer, which we've talked about plenty of times.
Yeah. Recently recognized for her work in DARE as well, if I remember right. And so we were talking in the break, Chief, and I'd love you to share the insight with our listeners on why this hire is such a good thing for the officers that will be working under her.
Well, not just her, but both sides of the house. So we have the administrative side, which the DARE officers and school resource officers and civilian employees fall under. We can provide more supervision and guidance to that side of the house. And then we have the operations side, and Deputy Chief Matt Comstock is the operations deputy chief, and he's been doing that for quite a while now. My entire tenure as chief, he's been serving under me as a deputy chief, and he will be able to focus all of his attention to the patrol and criminal investigations divisions. So they're going to have a high-ranking officer that has constant supervision over those divisions now. And not only that, but it provides another uniformed officer in the case of an emergency that's available to them to respond.
Gotcha. Very good. So look forward to that. And Chief, on that note, I unfortunately have to let you go for the morning. What's the best way for folks to follow along with all things Lincoln Police?
Lincoln Illinois Police Department on Facebook, and then also through our city website, lincolnil.gov. Under the departments tab, you can select police, see what's going on there. And through our transparency tab, you can see our monthly reports, which we've shared here several times.
Yeah, I know we'll do the yearly report next month in February. Look forward to kind of breaking down what the year was like in Lincoln. And Chief, always good to talk with you. Thanks for making time for us. We'll catch you on the other end.
Thank you.
Yeah, again, Lincoln Police Chief Joe Meister in studio with us. And again, the morning show this morning streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. Network news comes your way now on the morning show.
WHOW.